Hello there, welcome to part 3. Today we're going to get the wheels spinning, maybe get them going up and down, etc, etc, etc. That's the plan today. So we're going to need a model config. So I'm going to take the one from the Fiat. Like I said, these files will be available, so don't panic. I haven't got a Fiat, you won't need it. You can take this, because after today's lesson I'm going to upload to Steam Workshop these files like I instructed yesterday. You can just unpack them and they'll be unbinarized. Got all them. Look, one day you'll have all those many vehicles. You think, what the hell am I doing? What we're going to do, we're going to take the Fiat CFG there, which is the model config. We'll put that back in our tube truck. It goes in the same folder as the P3D, and it gets renamed there, like so. And inside, this DBO Fiat Skellington will rename to just the truck Skellington. Do that down there as well. Just a truck. So that must be name, class name of P3D. Skellington, match the Skellington up there. Now I'm going to vandalize this and remove everything, because we're starting from afresh, because we need to learn it. What I won't be deleting everything is the animations down here, because we're going to need them all. We're going to be altering and going through them. We're going to talk about what they mean, etc, etc. These are the section for the lights, so we'll leave them as they are. We'll explain them another day. Don't worry about it. Everything we're about to do concerns the Skellington bones here and the animations applied. The first thing we're going to do, whether it remains like this in the end, we don't know. We're going to start our bone hierarchy out. There must be always 2 bones. Both could be unnamed. One can be named, one could be unnamed. So what we're going to try is a damper wheel hub wheel hierarchy. Okay, so what we need to do is I think what we need to do is get hub 11 there and hide it a minute, and wheel 11, hide that. Now we're going to do a lot of things today. Let's just see if it looks okay like that. This is going to be our suspension. So if we think about it, how that would move, well, the end of that axle will move for sure there. The end of that's got to move. They are selected, it's just because we're in that mode there. That's going to move up and down. I think all of that bottom end there is going to move. Yeah. That's the damper. I don't think that top end bar is going to move, is it? Well, we're going to say no, it isn't, and that'll be that done. Yeah, and we're going to call that damper 1 1. Okay, we're going to save that. We're going to all unhide everything with Control Shift H. So now we have 3 things. We've got a damper 11, hub 11, and wheel 11. we're going to go back in here. I'm going to write that out in a damper 1 1, and that's going to be the first ball, and it's attached to nothing, feeds off nothing. Okay, and the next in that is hub 1 1. So we'll try and be a bit ergonomic and try and be a bit clever, and things will go wrong with copy pasta. So hub 1 1, we want to be attached and to do everything the damper 1 1 does in the axis. We may be turning that yet, I don't know, we'll see. I don't think we will because of the nature. You may do. Let's see. Sorry, we'll get rid of that in a minute. So down here, the last thing connected to the hub is wheel. I'm saying it wheel. I must have been watching too much Family Guy. Sorry. Wheel. Wheel 1 1 is attached to hub 1 1. Okay. Now what we want to know is damper 1 1. We're not trying to spin anything at this time. It possibly will because it's probably already defined here, but we need to stop that for the moment. Okay, so damper 1 1, we need to find that down here. So damper 1 1, the selection is damper 1 1, and we're going to use that steering axis name there. We're going to use that. So we need to make that be an actual thing in the memory LOD. So we'll go new, properties, memory, there. Now sometimes, and you have to be careful with what I'm going to do here, because sometimes you copy something. So if I say a safe bet to put an axis for the damper up and down is probably to use that proxy. Now you have to be aware that that is a proxy, but you don't ever want it to be a proxy in this LOD where we are now. Save. You want to get rid of that. Now I want to get rid of wheel 1 1 there. Now we want to copy that, paste it, select YZ, move it upwards. So that is now the translate axis up and down of which our damper. Now that distance there counts for something. So we're going to select them both, we're going to right click and we'll redefine. We'll just go into this view here without doing anything now. Start bulldozer. One moment. Get the script, because guess what Dino didn't update? He hasn't updated the script folder. So we're looking for damper 1 1. We're not going to get it. You know why that's doing that? Because we have allocated the animation for it to do it. So something here, suspension damper 1 1, source damper 1 1, selection damper 1 1. Let me just make sure everything's right up here. Damper 1 1. Yep. That is saved, by the way, isn't it? No, it's not. Don't know if that's going to be the offending thing that we didn't save that, but we'll find out now, won't we? So I'm pressing page up and down to cycle through the animations, and it looks like we have now got that damper animations. Now the animations are mirrored, so even though that's going up and down here on the value, in game it'll go down, not up towards the thing. Okay, and we've got a starting value of 0, right? Now if you find you need it, you don't want it to be moving, or it's jittering or something like that, one fix, we're going to go through quite a few fixes for that, is to say the minimum value at which the offset starts moving is 0.1 there, so it doesn't automatically at 0 start offsetting to these values. Now that should always be at 0 in the first instance, unless you have problems, which we'll go through later on, not 0.8. Okay, so when we go in now, just sometimes we can just change the LOD and back. See that icon down here that goes red and green, that means it's refreshed. Okay, now if we'd have looked before, that wheel would have been slightly raised or lowered, whichever value we had. Now it's setting off with no difference whatsoever, so now we can move it up and down. Now I'm just going to try again. That front left is activated, so that's good. So now let's just be sure what's moving on our damper section. Yeah, the bar's moving there. You know, we haven't modelled in a brake in that bar, but for us and for the game purposes that you're ever going to see, that is perfect. The hub is up and down, right? So now we need to set that wheel going round, so we want wheel 1 1, don't we? Suspension damper lower SA11 means nothing to us. Now it does that. We're just doing one wheel, and every other wheel will be based off it. What we're looking, so that's the one we've just done, so we're alright. Steering we'll do in a minute. So now we want wheel 1 1, the rotation. Wheel front left is the engine source, meaning the game engine source, and the selections there. So we need this axis, and the gain, the best way to get that axis is, let's just go in memory there now, put new, paste that in ready. Now we could just really take that there and paste 2 more of them and define as that, but we're not going to do that because things can go slightly awry. Let's start a new one. That point there from the proxy is dead center of the wheel, so if we use that as an axis, it's going to spin dead central. So we're going to paste that in there again, get rid of those 2 points there, we don't need that and that. Delete that reference to the proxy, delete. So we'll take that, Control C, Control V, lock the XZ, bring one over here like that, and I'm going to copy that into the memory log. There is no correlation where that distance is, whether it's there, it's just on that plane, but it's got to be central of the wheel, and it is because we've used that proxy like I said earlier. Put that in the memory. We will just move it a little bit, separate it from the translation, and we will redefine those 2 points as wheel axis. We'll just delete that a minute. We're going to put something back in later, code that, but now we don't need it. So now we'll delete that LOD what we're editing, go back in that LOD, go back into this here, So now when we try that, hopefully we're spinning and that hub isn't. We don't want that hub on my model to spin, because that model is serving a purpose for when we take the wheel off, it will look right. The hub will look right. Again, with this model I've messed up on the wheel. It's the wrong way around, but you can fix yours. We're not interested with that, we're interested with getting things spinning and up and down like that. Okay, now the one thing I will say is we're going to need a steering axis. Yeah. So we really could do with using that there. Now, when we come to steer that wheel, we're going to have to stop it coming through the body and all kind of things. It's not things you're going to have to do because your model will be better than mine, but it's good that you're going to learn how to restrict that turning movement in case you ever need it somewhere else. So now we need to look at steering. So that says wheel steering. We're going to just do it hub 1-1, isn't it? So what should happen in effect is we'll turn the hub and the whole wheel will move with it, because here we've attached it to the hub there. We'll just check if that's correct. Okay. Sometimes you need to make another animation to turn the actual wheel, but in this case we shouldn't. However, because it's me and we're doing a tutorial, the possibility is we will have to. So what have we got here to turn from left? There we go. So now we've got that hub turning, the wheel's turning with it. We've got the turning of the wheel. We've got the damper up and down, which the hub is moving. So that is absolutely spot on. We're not turning the steering wheel yet. We could do that now, I suppose, could we? Call it drive wheel. That now runs on a different in Armour you used to turn the wheel and they turned on the same thing. It's become very convoluted now where there's engine animations, and I think they could save a bit of CPU time on vehicles by putting it back to the Armour way, much like we just had the hub turn the wheels. They have the wheels turned by the steering wheel animation, but oh no, they've got 3 now. And all the wheels turn with 4 separate animations. It's very I think they're missing the trick. I also will say I can't tell them how to write the code in their engine to fix it, but I think sometimes you just need a little pointer, don't you, to say it's a little bit convoluted for what we need for DayZ. I think we need to slow all the vehicles down as well. Not the trucks, because they're about right. Humvee's nice. The Ada's nice. But some of them are just too fast for service, aren't they? And they go skew whiff in the trees. Right, Dino, I'll let you shut up about that and carry on with the tutorial. So we've got that done there. Let us now look at the drive wheel actually. Yeah? Shall we just do it? So the source is steering wheel, that's an engine based source. The selection is drive wheel and drive wheel axis. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to grab this thing here, that there, and that. Shall we go with that too? I think we should go with that too. Do we need to go as far as that? We need to turn all of that. Time will tell, but for now we're calling all of that drive wheel. And then we're going to copy that and put it in a new LOD, because we need a very good axis here. And what we do is select the bottom, press Shift D for Dino, then we'll select that one there and press Shift D, and we'll just get rid of all that by pressing delete, and all rid of all that, press delete. So now we need 2 points for the axis, which we've made, and it's rather nice and central. Don't move it, just leave that where it is. We'll call it drive wheel axis as per the animation defined in the model config. Paste that into memory. We'll delete that edit LOD there. Save it. Just go back. Axis equals drive wheel axis. That's us. Yeah, we're good with that. You like it. Go back to the view LOD. Hopefully that's not too many changes that we don't have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh that after. Maybe we don't, because you generally start with the drive wheel at the top as well. I've missed the drive wheel ball now there, so now that goes at the top generally. Go back in here now and see if a quick refresh will update that to tell it to allow us to do the steering. Now, it won't turn the wheels like armour, it will just turn the it'll just turn the steering wheel in the cab. It won't affect the wheels. Got a feeling I've missed something here, but we'll see if sometimes you have to go as far as reloading the model because it can't handle the steering wheel. There we go. I think we should have a nice, yeah, it's a nice central pivot on that. Oh, it's an oblong steering wheel, so don't worry about that. I have to worry about that because when we come to the bloody hand animation, I'm slightly worried. It shouldn't be too far out. Okay, so that's how we do wheels. Now we've got to do all four. Now obviously it was going to be ideal if we do this side here. This side is wheel 2-1, hub 2-1. So I've just got to define on mine where I want the damper to be again. So if I hide hub 2-1, wheel 2-1 there, Control H to hide. Now I can select those parts of the damper again that I did on the other side, if I remember which of the ones they were. That's them there, and for some strange reason it looks a bit different on this side than that side, doesn't it? So it's all of that plus that. Yeah, you see on this side of the model it's got some extra little bits here, but that's again pertaining to this model, isn't it? Your model may be different. You may have a really complex, I wouldn't wish it on you, but you might have a real complex suspension system on the back and the front. You've got your work cut out. Okay, so we're going to call that new shit. I hate it. A new selection. I hate when this happens. When you click on here, sometimes when you right click, it selects the previous selection. So I've just got to go back now and do It's only a little bit, let's face it. No point crying over it. Now just got to reselect those bits that I was selecting a moment ago. Strange how it's more elaborate on the end there. I'm probably missing something. I'm a bit tired at the minute, but I'm not missing anything. I mean, I'm probably missing a reason why it's not elaborated on there like that. I can just shift that over. Piece of piss for me. It's done it again, look. It's done it again because what? Right, now there isn't anything selected up there. That's why I didn't. You know, when I'm hiding them, I'm not unselecting up there, and that's the problem. So before you select down here, make sure you're clear of selections up there. We're learning the hard way here by Dino's mistakes. Hopefully, if I make them, you won't need to. So now, when I click on there and say new, and it's damper 2, 1, got that selection there now. Okay, we'll save that a minute, then we'll go memory. I'll copy all that there down here. I'm not sure if this copy pasta that I'm about to do is going to pay off, but we'll do it. So it's wheel 2-1 axis, because we're on 2-1 now. Wheel 2-1 steering axis. So there, yeah. And what we need to do is just select those two there. Because we did that symmetry stuff, we should be able to just put 0.97 there. This, well, we just need to move it across by hand. Like I said, it doesn't matter where that is, as long as it's on that plane. That distance matters, and we haven't altered it. That's quite alright there. So we'll copy those now, put those in the memory LOD. Delete that edit LOD that we just made there. Go into there. Now in the model config here, we just copy what we have for 1-1, make the same true for 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 there, and then we'll just nip down to the animation section because we've inherited that stuff. And well, you can see already it's not there. We need to repeat it. So that's there. Copy the damper 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, and 2-1. Save that. Now we'll look at wheel 2-1. And next, there it is, wheel 2-1 axis. So we set that up. And there's the steering on the wheel 2-1 steering axis. So again, we'll definitely, if I just saved that, I have. We'll definitely have to refresh that, I think, because of all the changes we've made. God, I promise you by tomorrow. It's becoming a running joke. I shouldn't promise because my promises are usually shit out, but I can't see myself. I'll do it. Right, so now we've got damper 2-1. Just check what's moving and what's not. I need to copy them bolts across later. Oh yeah. That's a lot more elaborate, hasn't it? It's even got an end to it there, but that isn't moving. It's good enough for this. Yeah, why is the end of that not moving? I didn't choose it, did I? Egypt. Because it was messing about all the while, I didn't choose. See, all that section there, it needs mirroring over that side. It's more elaborate, isn't it? But anyway, it's irrelevant in this tutorial. What's relevant is an elephant is. Right, I don't even need to refresh it, but yeah, we've got that bar moving now. Of course, on this side here, it has a bit more. It would have to have a bit more, wouldn't it? So we can select that. Oh, so select that, and that. Make it happy. Gonna love us a long time now. Redefine. Half a minute. Just let it refresh. Yeah. So there's our suspension sorted on that side. It isn't beautiful, but it is working. Suspension. Turn front left, wheel right. So we've got that turning, and the hub's not turning. Now the only thing we haven't got is turn front right. So let's have a look at that. We might have to load the model. Is it turn front right? There it is. Selection is wheel hub 2-1, isn't it? 2-1. Why is it hub 2-1? Well, because just unhide everything now. Because the hub there is the thing doing the turning, and because the wheel's attached to that hub, the wheel turns with it, obviously. So we've got hub 2-1. That's there. That's the thing we're turning. The wheel, which is the proxy there, is turning with it because we told it to do everything that the hub does, the wheel does here. Okay, so whether it does or not remains to be seen. We might have to refresh. No, we got it there. We got it. Now, the obvious thing is we're going to have to restrict how much it does turn there. Okay. And we do that obviously by these parameters here. I don't know why those figures there, here and here, are minus 1.5 something. It should just be 1 point. Minimum value minus 1. Maximum value 1.0. Now we're going to turn the angle down, so we're just going to start with a 1.0. There, minus 1.0 the angle. I mean, that angle should be 0. Anyway, so that's steering hub 2.1. Let's see what that gives us. See how badly I've broke it. No doubt in my mind I will have broke it somehow. If you follow this and you start your vehicle in game and your front wheels are already turned, it's because of those values. Okay, now it's turning more. Yeah, it's turning more than it was before. Do I need to reduce that? So the angle we want is 0.5 and 0.5. The other thing you've got to watch for is when you get in game, the axis and the animations are mirrored, so it may turn the wrong way, so you may have to alter these minus up to there and that minus down to there, but you will never have to alter that min and max minus. That's always stable there. That isn't mirrored. I think we may have to reload it. Let's just see. Yeah, that's reduced it now, and it's not poking through, so that to me is acceptable. Okay, now that doesn't alter the turning circle in game. That's done in the config CPP, so we'll look at that at another point in the tutorial. This is visual, so I like those numbers. So I'm going to take those numbers there and pray that they're the right way around for the other side. They should be. So go in there, save that, just a quick flick of that, go in there, in there. Yeah, so we've got the same result there. It's not peeking through there. But when it's damp, you know, when it's like that, and then the damper is like that, it is poking through. But like I said, the damper doesn't come up that way, it goes down. But we've got a lot to do on dampers in game. For now, we're setting up the mechanism. We are not fine tuning. We will need to fine tune in game. We will be doing it in the server, because you can only create vehicles whilst you test them on the server. There will be occasions when I don't test it on the server because I'm forgetful. So bear that in mind. However, the eventual total results will be on the server that we but there are occasions when I just nip offline and do that. Okay, so that's the front two, and it's exactly the same for the back with less complications, although we've got spring leaf on this, haven't we? So when we define here, very nice. If we can, we want that bit of spring leaf and the bar to be the damper, don't we? So we need serious help. So our hub 1, 2 there, we can hide. Wheel 1, 2 there, we can hide. We're going to make our damper 1, 2. We're going to turn it into that, and if we can grab them, those 4 there where it touches that there. It's not going to be perfect, like I say. I've not modelled this. I think we may want to go as far as that with the damper. Now, can you see what I did? When I hid, I didn't unselect them. But I've got away with it. Damper 1, 2. Don't ask me how I got away, but I did. Okay. Save that. Hold Control Shift H. I might have saved it again, but creature of habit. So we'll go back up here. Now we are going to use hub and all that. We don't need to because we're not steering the hub and all that. Let's just see how we get on. Here we want to go damper. It would probably make sense for me to copy those there because they're easier to change over. 1, 2, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, mic, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so damper 1, 2 on there. So we need yeah, with damper. Suspension damper 1, 2. Again, it's probably easy just to copy that one. 2. Now we could be lazy here and just go we could do that, because we can use by rights, we can use that front suspension axis, I think. So what we do is source. We still use the 1, 2 source because it's a legitimate source in the engine, game engine. Selection is 1, 2, but we'll use that axis there. Right, we'll just try it. Source selection is damper 1, 2. That's right. So these values here, we'll just eliminate them for now. don't even need that axis in there like that. So what we're doing is we'll take it up to where it possibly better off down there, so it's under there. So in essentially what we're saying is don't need any of that. Damper 1, 2 is the same as the front, use the front axis as well. It's just that we need a different source, which we'll go through that in a bit more detail later on in the next tutorial possibly. But when we're in game, sorry, we're just changing the actual bit of the model that's being dampered. Okay, so that, I can't see how that's going to work without a refresh. That's a lot of change, but let's go nonetheless. Looking for damper 1, 2 if you don't mind. Yeah, I think hopefully it says damper 1, 2. There it is. Beauty. Let's see what it's moving. Yeah, and the leaf spring's moving with it. Like I said, we're not elaborate on the suspension on this. Very fortunate somebody's made this model and we're able to use it in a tutorial. Okay, so it's going to be exactly the same for this side, isn't it? And this is damper 2, 2. Mr. Desmond 2, 2. So hub 2, 2 and wheel 2, 2. We'll just hide those. Now click on the and select, don't select anything. It's not highlighted, so we haven't selected it. If it says we have, it's a liar. And then we'll select these parts like we did before. Do a new damper 2, 2. Put that in, save it. All Shift H, everything's visible in case we do. Excuse me, terrible, that bloody cold. So all we're going to do is take that and mirror it to 2, 1. So we're going to go 2, 2 is the same as 2, 1. The only difference is it's a different damper source and a different damper. So this is front right mirroring rear right. Or if you get me. Save that. Go back in here. We'll have to restart that. I'm looking for damper 2, 2. Did you spot the mistake? We've done all that, but we haven't done all this. So yeah, we'll just copy that stuff there. 2, 2, 2, 2. No, not 2, 12, 2, 2. 2, 2. Desmond 2, 2. Save. Back in there. Refresh again. Looking for that damper 2, 2 now. Hopefully. Might be the first one on actually. Yeah, it is. Yep, there we go. Now we just need the wheels on the bus to go round and round. What we do with that, we will just, now we've defined the wheels up there. Once again, we'll do it a little bit efficiently. I'll just give it some of that. We'll just do so 1, 2 will be a inheritance of 1, 1. Close brackets, The wheel source will be different, and the selection will be different, and the axis will be different, but everything else will be the same. So it'll be wheel back left, not front. The selection will be wheel 1 2, and it will be the wheel 1 2 axis. I'll save that. We don't need to put the Skeleton in because we put it in there when we were doing the damper. Wheel 1 2. Right, there's the bones in there. So we just need that axis there. Save. So just quick, a new log there. Go back to there. Oh, I just didn't think it'd be up to speed. What's happened is wheel 1 2 there is already defined. Don't know where it's already defined there. So we'll take that out, and we'll take that out. Obviously, being a copy past the merchant, I wasn't aware that it was already done for us, but we'll do it this way anyway. It's far more efficient. And doing this way, sometimes if you do it the other way, you get the wheel spinning the wrong way. This way, at least you know it's going to spin the wheel the same way as the front one. Okay, so wheel 1 2 axis there. Copy that. Well, first of all, we'll copy wheel 1 2 there. Copy that. Paste that in there. Delete that. And delete that. Delete that. I'll just call that axis. And then we will copy that by Control C, Control V. Locked on the XZ. Again, with this axis, it doesn't really matter where it is on the truck, because as long as it's on that plane and central. Copy that, put it in the memory log. We'll go back to let's shift it a little bit so we can see it. Go back to that log. We'll rename that 2 2 axis. Put the wheel across the way there. We'll just move that across to the other back wheel. Just save some time. Paste that in the memory log. Move it so we can see it. Delete that edit log. Save it. Go back in here. We'll go back in there. Copy that. Go on the wheel 2 1 there. So this will be wheel 2 2, which will mirror wheel 2 1, and it's back right. The selection is wheel 2 2 and the axis is wheel 2 2 axis. Save that. Go in there. Because it crashed earlier, we can restart it. Ignore that. Okay, so what have we got there now? Wheel damper 2 1 2, turn front left, front right. Wheel back right spinning. Wheel front right spinning. Wheel back left is spinning. We also have some steering wheel movement still. Yeah. Damper at the back there. Damper at the front there. Damper at the back. Damper at the front. Hey, we're getting good at this. So, like I said, we're at the stage now where you're going to want to look at this. So I'm going to put it up, like I said at the end of yesterday's video. Go into the DayZ tools, drop that PBO in the executing PBO utilities, bank rev exe. That will unpack it for you, and it's all in there. Now, what's going to be in the uploaded version is not all the textures. These textures here, because I think I may need one more texture to convert later. This one here, I don't know where it is yet. It's obviously not crucial to my build, so you'll just get the data there. So alright, so thank you for watching that one. I hope you're enjoying it so far. I hope I'm not going too fast for you. It's not like a northerner to talk fast, so hopefully I'm not. It's very rare. And I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you very much for your support, and bye bye for now.